Well, welcome
Hello.
to episode 3 with us, everybody.
Yep.
I will.
There we go.
I was thinking in between the last episode and this one, how bad of a resting bitch face I have
Oh
constantly.
yeah. I forgot you
Um,
you did
I
say that.
just, I feel, I feel like I'm just like staring into a wall aimlessly, like just completely. I look like I'm not even present.
You felt like
So
when you watched it back, you felt like that?
yeah, I did. So I'm gonna try. I can't say I'm gonna be successful, but I'm gonna try to be slightly more slightly less of that.
Love yourself, man. I love your face. It's
Yeah,
good. If it's RBF,
yeah,
whatever. That's your it's
yeah.
it's
I don't know if
resting
I
Tim
don't know if
face.
we've yeah, I don't know if we mentioned this in the first episode or something. I think we did, but it's like you know, wife's friend was like, "Hey, is Tim having fun?" And she was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Yeah, you should tell him to tell his face." So it's pretty
Oh, excuse
accurate.
me.
I would say it's definitely pretty accurate.
Oh, I guess.
I don't seem to notice that issue with you.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. People have called me a bitch before. I don't know if that's different or not, but
Uh,
I
a
think when
little.
I don't talk, like when I go places and I like meet people for the first time, I don't talk. So sometimes people have told me they're like, "Oh yeah, man, I thought like you were gonna be a dick or something." Because I usually like if I don't know anyone, I just kind of observe and see what's going on. Like when I was in high school, so my family moved around a lot because my dad was in the Marine Corps, but we're Mormon, so we'd always go every town we moved to. We'd go to the whatever ward on Sunday. So we went to this new one, and this girl I ended up being friends with her years, or we ended up being friends. But years later, she told, like when I first met, because I guess for the first like month that we went, I didn't know anyone, I didn't make any friends, so I didn't talk at all. She said that she thought I was a mute. She thought I had an affliction. She thought I was affliction, like I was touched or whatever people say.
Yeah.
She's like I thought you just couldn't talk because I didn't say a word for like a month straight. But so I guess it's because I'm comfortable with you that I don't have the resting bitch face. So it's because of you. So
Yeah, it's funny. The wife, when we first started dating, like the first like month, she was like, I think in like week 3, she was like, "Oh my god, he said like 10 words the entire time, this entire month. Like
oh,
if something doesn't,
when y'all first
yeah,
met.
yeah." She was like, "If something doesn't change, I'm just gonna have to cut my losses." So, but I came out of my shell, you know.
Right, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. But the resting bitch face just seems to linger around, unfortunately. When
Now I'm gonna like keep an eye out for it if I see it. I
when
gotta
in
put like
doubt,
a little
resting
a
bitch
tally
face.
mark, like have like a running tally. It's like
Yeah,
Tim's. Oh, there it is. Ting.
yeah. Make it a drinking game. How many times does Tim's face go dead? It's like just
Oh, yep.
blank
There's one.
stare into nothingness. So mm.
Yeah, man. This is not a great flavor.
It's funny we're talking about that, but you act like it's like alcohol or something.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna yeah.
Drinking Coke Zero, and
Coke
the funny
Zero.
thing, yeah, it's what the wife always drinks. It's
Mm.
primarily what we buy. Um, I prefer regular Coke, and unfortunately, this afternoon I drank the last regular Coke that was cold, and I'm
Mm.
still currently procrastinating on putting the other case into the fridge. Um,
So
so it's funny though. You switch in between it, and you're like, man, you can really taste the aspartame. You can really taste
which
the
one
difference in the
diet has aspartame?
yeah, the Coke Zero, it doesn't have sugar, but it has sugar additive. So
Gotcha.
you could really taste the difference in the sweetness. I guess I don't know.
Mm.
Not like it's any better for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, well,
This is a
this shit can't be any good for you anyways, no matter how diet they make it. They literally have to make it so diet it's just water to be healthy for you. Because I don't I don't know if it's like an urban legend or if it's true. I've never actually looked into it, but like they put like drop a nail into a glass of Coca-Cola and it like dissolves it or something. I'm sure it's not
oh
science,
yeah, I've seen that.
but maybe.
We did
Uh,
it in like elementary school.
yeah.
We did it with boil or with eggs. Like we put eggs in there and
Mm,
let it sit for I don't forget how long. And I think I like lost a tooth at the same around the same time when we put it in there. But so does
nice.
Coke Zero say it's 0 calories? So there's no
Yeah,
calories.
zero Coke Zero, 0 calories, zero fat, 2% sodium, zero carbs, zero sugar, 2% potassium.
Mm,
I don't know.
interesting.
It's better than diet. Diet is fucking disgusting. I don't know what it is about it. It just has this
Oh, it's
off
better
taste.
tasting.
Yeah, it's yeah, much better tasting than diet like Coke.
Mm.
So, nah. But it's all right. Once we get off of here, I'll be cracking a beer. So, uh,
There you go.
this is just to make this, I don't know, somewhat professional. Not drinking on screen. I
I
mean,
mean,
it's,
I don't think there's any
I
rules.
guess,
I don't think there's
I,
rules against it.
well, yeah, I know, but I try to have standards. It's not 5 o'clock yet. I've still got
Oh yeah,
33 minutes
that's
in
fair.
time.
That's fair.
Yeah, I got the timer going in the corner.
We're gonna hear like bing. Oh, it's 5:30.
Yeah. Mm. But yeah, no, got family coming in town. I'm sure we'll be doing some drinking and having some good time.
Are they coming for the 3-day weekend?
No, they're actually coming this weekend, not next weekend for the holiday. So they'll be here for 5 days over from Thursday to Monday.
Oh, got
Five
they're coming tomorrow.
or no, Thursday to Tuesday. So, um, yeah, 5 days or something like that. So, come out to the lake and chill and have fun. Uh, we don't feel like piling everybody on the sea so we rented a boat Saturday and Sunday do a seafood boil and stuff. Have a good old time. Uh,
Oh, nice.
should be pretty damn good.
You
That
getting
being
blue crab?
most likely, yeah. Um, her family pretty basic when it comes to the additives. So it's probably be shrimp and crab. Anything above that is kind of, you know,
I mean, that's pretty
out of
good
the
right there.
question.
Oh,
I've
you'll
never
put
been
like
a big
put
fan.
potato and
Yeah,
sausage and
potato
corn on the
sausage,
cob.
corn, a couple other things and stuff, and make it taste real good.
Damn,
I don't
that
know.
sounds good. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, maybe I don't know. Do something. So I feel like I gotta put something else in it, though. I feel like something's got to go in it. I've never been a big clam or oyster person or anything like that or whatnot, but like I feel like something's missing. So I'm still trying
Mm.
to figure that out. So, oh, damn thing
Oh
did it
well.
again. Funny.
Well, I feel it's like a 1990s music video,
No, it's
like
funny.
a
It's
P Diddy. I guess everybody started doing it. I wonder which
there we
music
go.
video was first.
Yeah, I don't know.
What did P Diddy
I
got
guess
first on?
this it's just
Fishbowl.
gonna keep doing that every time we try to record.
So it just does it randomly, or is
Yeah,
that
I mean,
a timer?
I don't know why it literally clicked over to photo.
Uh,
Like it didn't go to like because I'm on video and it just beeped and clicked over to photo mode.
uh,
I'm
may,
like,
maybe it's in your.
okay.
Is it in your settings? Because I feel like I when with mine, I had to go in there and set something to so it doesn't fall asleep or turn off, like set
Yeah,
a
no,
time period or something.
yeah. I did that stuff, but maybe there's something
Uh,
other I'm missing. So I'll go back in later on and tonight, or I don't know, next week when I stop procrastinating,
yeah,
and see if I missed something that should be off. Uh, so, but yeah, oh well. But yeah, so I'm doing all that this weekend. I have no clue what I'm going to do for Memorial Weekend, other than you know, mourn the losses. I guess.
yeah,
Uh, I
yeah.
don't know what I'm
That's
going to do. I guess just cook up some burgers and crush a bunch of beer and think of the good times.
yeah. Next weekend.
So
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, my daughter will be with her mom. So, oh man, I'm procrastinating so bad on my schoolwork. I gotta get it done though. But
yeah, that's one thing I don't miss. I hate school. Just teach me on the job. That's what I want. I like to learn on the job with my hands. I'm just
oh yeah, yeah. That's
I'm
definitely
just
yeah.
the practical
More
shit in
ideal.
school. Practical shit in school, it's great, you know. But then I have to go, but then you have to go do math and English and science and shit, and I'm just like, this is so fucking boring. The last fucking, I don't know, entertaining science classes I ever did was in middle school
Mm.
when we dissected shit. We didn't do shit in high school.
What did y'all dissect? I think because like different schools do different things. I know we did
When I
frogs and then we had
was
pig fetus too.
when I was in middle school, we dissected a cow pellet, which is pretty much a owl, not a cow. Sorry,
Oh,
that an owl pellet,
oh yeah.
which
Okay,
is
okay.
once they digest everything, they
Right.
compress all the mouses and everything into a ball and poop it out, and it's just like a very dense tumbleweed. And so when you dissect it, there's like probably like two or three or four mice kind of compressed into this, and you can kind of pull the pellet apart and
Mm.
then put together the skeletons and stuff. Um, and then we did a worm, which was anticlimactic. Uh, and then we did a cow's eyeball.
Oh, I feel like we did an eyeball too.
We never did the frog or anything though, but that's about it. I think we might have did one other thing, but I can't remember it, so it couldn't have been all that memorable. Middle school was when science class was fun.
Yeah, we did a frog in one grade and a pig fetus in another one. I don't
Okay.
remember. I think it was like seventh, eighth grade, but man, yeah, science class in in high school science class was probably my favorite. But I was I was I was a unruly student, I guess. Like cuz we had fish tanks in there cuz we did one project where we had to like take care of fish or raise fish or something like that. So we had a tank with that had all the like minnow guppies in there. So I'd
Mm-hmm.
always kind of always just feed them random stuff.
Mm.
Oh, this is terrible, but so I had it's embarrassing, but whatever. So I had two warts on. I don't remember if it was this elbow or this elbow, but I had like two warts like right on the very end of my elbow,
Yeah.
and like I put like they had the little pad things or whatever you put on it to like make them dissolve, and like
You
one
had
like
them eat a wart.
long story short, I took one more and because I had to stick a needle. I stuck a needle through because I was trying to pull it, but they have like a deep root. So I stuck a needle all the way through it and pulled it out, like ripped it out. So there's like a hole in there. But then I took the chunk of meat and I went to science class and I put it in the fish tank and they ate it. But yeah, science
That's
class
that's
was fun.
very
But
that's very creative. I can't say I would have come up with that. I had a
yeah,
corn
I can't
once
can't say
where
where it comes from, but yeah.
I had a corn once, and my brother had a jet ski years and years ago, and
Oh, like on your foot,
um, yeah,
like
and
a foot corn.
it was one of the jet skis where you kind of had to like lay down your belly across the seat because it didn't have buoyancy,
Mm,
like like the ones nowadays do.
right.
And you hit the gas, and once you get up going, you can pull yourself up and sit out on the seat, and then you have buoyancy and stuff with the speed. And I got off. I went back and got off, and that thing was just gone. It just got sucked right off.
Wow.
Yeah. Never had one
Oh,
since though. It was interesting. Never had one since. I have pretty good feet for the most part.
that's good. Yeah, that one, and they sucked, and then they just never grew back. Maybe that's the cure. Maybe you found the cure for corns.
Yeah.
Everyone's just got to get it sucked off into the exhaust of a jet ski or sea doo.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll we should open a practice. Just get a big baby pool and put it in the middle of the room and put a jet ski in it and tell people to stand behind it.
Think it could work. Or yeah, you could go around to like nail manicure shops and like market it to them. I think this is a good business.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know,
Could build a
carrying
prototype.
around. Yeah, Well, shit, we can just make this some little rolling stand
Yeah,
for
like,
one of my Sea-Doos, and we can just roll it with us.
yeah.
Or we can
I
just
can't
tow it
believe no
behind the
one's thought
car
of
and
this
be
already,
like,
man. This is pretty
yeah,
good.
tow him behind the car, and just be like, hey, come on outside and let us show you something. Stick your foot in front of this.
That would be a solid infomercial.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Do
Let's
they
take it
still
to Shark Tank.
do
I
they?
think we have to.
Oh man, what's that one lady? I can't remember her name, but Lori, is that the hot one? Yeah,
Sure.
man, I used to love that show. Mark Cuban is a beast, dude. Like when he came on that show, he just like took over.
Yeah. Well, he's the richest one out of all of them by like,
Oh yeah,
you know, like I think the second richest one is like Kevin O'Leary, and he has like 400 million or something.
I can't
And
remember. Yeah,
Mark Cuban is worth like
he's a billionaire, isn't he?
3.5 billion,
Yeah,
something like that. But shit, I'd love to hang out and have a beer with Mark Cuban. He seems like he'd be a cool guy to hang out with.
I feel like he doesn't hang out unless he's doing business. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
no,
seems like the kind of guy
I
that he like socializes at functions. That's how it seems.
yeah, I doubt he actually goes and has a lot of actual fun.
Yeah, he's like,
Um,
do you know
I mean,
how
I'm sure
much?
he's having fun,
How many
but
millions
it's
is this
like a lot
costing
of
me? Yeah.
yeah, it's like I'm sure he has a lot of fun
Oh, for sure.
doing business
Yeah, yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
but like, oh hey, I get to go to a basketball game tonight. Sit in the owner's box. That's with friends. That's fun, but it's also work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say I ever kind of want to be that rich. I don't know. I'll take a couple hundred mil, but I don't think I need $1 billion.
Yeah, yeah. Don't no need to be greedy. Yeah.
Nah, no. You know.
Ugh. Yeah, I filed my taxes.
Hmm.
Pain in the ass, but I was gonna
Yeah,
complain
that
about it, but
sucks.
I changed my mind. So next topic.
At least you had a delay this year.
Yeah.
You know, gave you a little bit extra time. Ours just went out
Oh man, I guess
last
it's
week.
probably I don't know what I'm complaining about. Because you have to do like different ones for each business and all that stuff, or you don't have to mess with it.
No, no, it's all none of our investments are incorporated or anything.
Oh, okay.
Um we could, but there's no real added benefit or disadvantage. It makes consolidation of taxes a little easier.
Mm.
Otherwise, our accountant just has to piece everything together, which I guess makes it a little harder for him.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, eventually we'll toss everything underneath the umbrella of an actual company name. But uh, we're not that big yet. We're decent size, but we don't. The push isn't worth the squeeze isn't worth the juice kind of thing. It's kind of just even where it doesn't make sense. Eventually it will. or maybe it's laziness and procrastination. You know,
Well,
one of
sounds
those.
like it's working so far. So
Yeah, it's just literally just comes down to more work for our accountant.
mm,
So there's a IRS don't care as long as every dollar is accounted for and they get their money. They're
right,
good to
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know? And done the right way, procedurally, and dots all your I's and T's and send them the right paperwork.
Yeah,
The last thing you want is some penalties from the IRS.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. They'll get you all the way, chase you to the grave.
Yeah. So
Are you
figure I'm gonna.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna make a joke. Go ahead.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it. I like jokes.
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna stop paying taxes and fake my own death.
That's a way to solve. Did you watch the show The Office?
No, I never really got into it. I
Well,
don't know.
there's
Something about that.
there's one part where the main character, he goes like he's bankrupt, so he just walks out and he goes, "I declare bankruptcy." Then he walks back in his office, and they're like, "Michael, that doesn't mean anything. Like you have to act. That doesn't mean you're doing it." So I imagine that's along the same lines. But I would advise against it. But you know, gotta do you, man.
Yeah,
Uh oh, that's what I was asking. So are you working on any creative projects? Are you like building anything right now?
Yeah, I saw these videos online about people making baseball home plates um out of wood and doing different designs. Some well, it's just a bunch of different shapes people,
Hmm.
make out of stuff. This one happened to be the home plate, for baseball
Right, right.
and put whatever logo on them. Some people make American flags out of in the shape of it, and then put like team logo in the middle or something.
Hmm.
Most of them do it and then add some sort of logo on there from their team or a sports venture. Um, I've actually done one, which is kind of like a prototype, just seeing how it goes, which isn't. It's not done yet. I have to make a frame and everything, but
Oh, that's cool. So uh is that one piece of wood? I can't tell.
it's three.
It's three. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I
What kind of wood is that?
just uh like pine or oak or whatever standard stock, 1 by like tens from Home Depot
Oh,
that I
so you
just
just
chopped.
started with
Yeah, I just
like
started with a long
what
board,
were
and
those
well,
called? Yeah,
actually,
board.
it was that wood out of the scrap pile. So I had like one piece that was like 6 inches wide, another piece that was 10. So I evened out the 10 in the middle of the diamond shape and glued them together and stuff and sanded them and then I torched the wood to give it some more character. Then I stained over it and whatnot. And um, when I'm practicing a new,
Hmm.
I don't know, little project, I like to make it rustic to cover up any mess ups. And then if the rustic one goes fine, then I progress on to more and more detail on them. But like on this, the W came out fine, but when I put on the blue numbers on each side of it, it's supposed to say 2019.
Hmm.
But when I sanded it down to give it that aged, weathered look, a little too much came off.
Hmm.
So people can use their imagination what year it is on there. Read between the lines. But with art, because I consider this art, you gotta at a certain point you gotta know when to call it quits. Because
Right,
trying
right.
to fix that, I could equally as mess up something else next to it. I could fix it fine, but oh, then I sanded the part next to it too much, and now that looks off. And this doesn't look off; it just looks properly weathered, I guess. I don't know, artificially weathered, but no, I think it turned out great. I'm gonna do a little thin frame around the edges of it, and that's
Mm.
it. Just hang it on a wall, call it a day.
Yeah, that looks good. Can I see
So
it?
no,
Can I
it's
see it
fun.
again?
Yeah, it's
Do you use a stencil or you just freehand?
I have I am fortunate enough to have invested a lot of money into making my hobbies easier. Like you can see behind me,
Yeah.
DeWalt everything. But no, I don't freehand. I don't think you get the unless you're engraving with painting. I don't think you get the I don't know, the best quality, like something that you would buy out of a store kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
So I have a vinyl cutter.
Oh,
Um,
cool, cool.
so I just, jump on Adobe and make something up, right size, yada yada yada, format it the correct way. Then I upload it into the software for the vinyl cutting machine, and just cut it out, and then more or less just
Wow.
make my own stencils, put it on there in the right spot, tape off
Dang.
the rest of it, paint it, stain it, whatever. So it makes it a lot easier. I mean, it's
Yeah,
so much easier. I mean,
that's pretty cool. That's
I I love the vinyl machine. I mean, it does everything. I mean, I can make stickers and decals. I can make stencils, and I mean, it'll cut like plastic. It'll cut real thin wood.
hmm.
It'll cut fabric. So it's a lot of fun. It's kind of
Oh, that's
entry
cool.
level. It's kind of entry level. But no, it's cool. I love using it. It's
Yeah. How
uh
how big is it? Like how big of, I guess, material can you work with?
so it's a Cricut Air 2 or something.
Hmm.
So anybody out there that's listening or watching can Google that if they want. But
I'll put a
you've
picture. A Cricut
you've
Air 2.
got yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Air 2. Um, but it's you've got the mats come 12 inches wide, and you can get them 12 by 12, or you can get them 12 by 24 inches. So
Okay.
I have the larger maps. They may make larger ones than that. I don't know, but I
That's
think it
pretty
just
good
goes up to
size.
24. So yeah, yeah. I mean,
I think this is a
I can definitely
like
make you know quite large pieces with that, and that's without having to section it to
right.
make something even larger. But no, it's a lot of fun. And when I've before I got it, I used to just use tape, like take a print something out on a piece of paper, cut it out, trace it, and then use tape to tape it off. And it just,
Mm.
no matter what tape I used, it just always seemed like it bled underneath.
Oh,
Like
gotcha.
even the best, painter's tape and everything. I love Gorilla Tape, or not Gorilla Tape. I love Frog Tape. I think it's some of the best painter's tape, but for that kind of stuff, it's just. I could probably try automotive tape. It comes in a lot of different sizes, so you can form it around shapes.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, but it's been a long time since I've done auto body work, so I can't. I'm not quite. Can't be honest to honestly say whether it'd actually be effective. Plus, sticking to raw wood and stuff like that half the time.
Right.
But no, that's so this is number one. And the other day I was at the store and got a couple of planks. I'm probably going to do a one that's more a lot more planks going up. I'm not sure if I'm going to do like an American flag on it or whatnot, but with like a W
Mm.
in the Union area and whatnot. But the first couple I'm going to do are going to be nationals because me and the wife love the nationals.
Yeah.
Uh, That's our team. So I figure, make a couple of those to start off with. And then if people want some for their teams, then I'll try that out. But until then, do this. And then once I like, you know, enough in a row, then I'll branch out to other teams.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I mean, all this stuff eventually will be sold. I have, you know, a very, very limited inventory back in DC at the house there, like 24 pieces or something,
Mm.
of, little flags and uh, wood plaque art pieces. I got some acrylic pour painting projects, building a little inventory, and eventually I'll toss it up and see if anybody likes it. I mean, at a certain point, these hobbies get really expensive, and you got to start making some money
Right.
uh, to fund them because tools and materials alone are ridiculously expensive. I mean,
Oh yeah.
materials now, it just
Oh
blows me
yeah.
away when I
Especially
go
now,
to
huh?
Home Depot to get some lumber for something, uh, and I go down the aisle and go to get some 2x4s thinking they're going to be like $2, and now they're seven something. I'm
Oh,
like, Jesus, like, have I not been paying attention for so long that it's hiked up that far? Or is it the area I'm in, or is it the COVID bullshit
yeah.
excuse? I mean, it's so yeah, so I'm limiting my lumber purchases.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I'm on limited supply here at my at the Helping Hand for Vets workshop. I'm limited here. My lumber cart is actually in DC at my main shop there. So eventually, I need to ferry that out here. But I'm only out here for another week, and then I'm going to be in DC for most of the summer.
Mm.
You got businesses picking up, so you know, fun time is over.
Yeah. You
But hell, I
Oh
would have
good.
gone out on the water today if I wasn't so damn busy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The weather is fucking. We're I think in the beginnings of summer for sure now.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be like 90 this weekend.
Oh really?
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
make. I'll make myself go fishing maybe, since it's gonna be Memorial Day weekend.
yeah. No, I mean, next weekend is Memorial, not this upcoming weekend. The weekend after is Memorial.
Oh, that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we
That
have
one
we have one
then.
one weekend in between, but yeah. So this upcoming weekend is the weekend before Memorial Weekend.
Mm. Yeah,
So
next weekend then. Yeah, this weekend.
still got,
Man, I
I
gotta make
guess,
myself get my schoolwork
a
done. But
week and a half. So,
yeah,
but since I'm doing so much this weekend, I'm probably just gonna sit on my ass the following weekend for Memorial Weekend. I mean,
yeah,
most people out there that aren't in the military, you know, don't understand that, you know, uh, Memorial Day is not the, I don't know, it's a holiday of mourning,
yeah.
not a
It's not a
holiday of
celebration.
yeah, it's not a celebratory holiday. It's a holiday of mourning. Celebration holiday is Veterans Day. That's
And
Veterans
Armed
Day.
Forces Day that I just found
Yeah.
out about last week.
Yeah, and you said there's Armed Forces Day, and then
Must be
there's
it must be new. I never heard of it before.
mm, I don't know. I mean, I know you got the all the birthdays of all the branches, um, and stuff like that. But yeah, I did it. I wasn't aware that there was one that encompasses all of it. And you were saying that's like for active duty, right? That's more
Yeah,
like active, and
yeah. I think
veterans
Armed
is more
Forces
veterans,
Day.
obviously.
Yeah, I guess I can look it up. Yeah, it's
My house is making noises, freaking me the fuck out.
is it haunted?
I don't know, but
Armed Forces
I'm only 15 feet from my AR, so
Day.
as long as whatever it is can give me about, I don't know, 40 seconds, I think I'll be good. I could be over. I don't know. I'd get up and run over there, and but that might seem a little crazy. But I know
Oh,
I
here we
can
go.
do it.
Oh, I guess it's been around for a while. So Armed Forces Day is May 19th. Wait, no. Isn't that today? Today's the
Yeah,
19th, right?
that is today. Well, happy Armed Forces Day, everybody. See, this is what happens
Wait,
when
what the hell?
we do
Oh, this
everything
can't
on
be right.
cuff and raw instead of googling things before we start
Y'all found
filming.
out with us.
Oh,
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
did it again.
Here we go. So on August 31st, 1949, Defense Secretary Louis Johnson announced the creation of an Armed Forces Day to replace separate Army, Navy, and Air Force days. The single day celebration stemmed from the unification of armed forces under one agency, the Department of Defense. Oh, so Armed Forces Day, Saturday. Oh, wait. Maybe it moves every year. Here it says Armed Forces Day, Saturday, May 20th, 1950, marks the first combined demonstration by America's defense team of its progress under the National Security Act toward the goal of readiness for any eventuality. It is the first parade of preparedness by the unified forces of our land, sea, and air defense.
Well, it should move dates. It could move days, but because the year. But
Maybe what is
today's the 19th. When did it say the first one was?
the 20th,
Hmm.
May 20, 1950.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. What was it last year?
uh
See how
Last
it's
year
done,
was
people?
2020,
It's
right?
called delegation.
It was Saturday, May 16th, 2020. So it must be
Hmm.
what Saturday is it, the second Saturday of the month?
Yeah,
Or
that
is it
would
the third?
be.
Or is it the third? I guess I can look at a calendar.
I don't know. I should care more than I do, but
May. So let's see. May the first Saturday. Oh, well, the first was on a Saturday. So second. Maybe it's like the third Saturday. Oh no, it doesn't show up in my Google Calendar.
hmm.
Am I making this up? Is this fake? Fake news. I don't know. I'll look it up. We'll figure it out. But yeah, the point of all of that whole tangent was that we were saying that there's three different ones, and next weekend is the Memorial Day.
Yeah. So if anybody is watching this that doesn't know better, you're now being told by veterans that there is no need or want to say thank you for your service on Memorial Weekend.
Yeah.
Say my condolences, if anything, or don't say anything at all. It's not about
Or
celebrating
happy
this.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, I mean, go have your barbecues and your beers and your uh whatnot, but I'm going to be doing mine in celebration of the lost, uh, not just because it's a holiday and I have a 3 day.
Yeah.
So it's for mourning, so you can relax with the hollow thank yous for that weekend at least.
Yeah, it's always I think we
No,
talked
I
about.
mean I say hollow, but I mean I do appreciate the thank you for your services and everything, but I
It
think it's just
feels
become
weird. It's
so
so awkward too though.
yeah, I don't kind of feel awkward anymore. It feels just so normalized. It just seems like it's something people feel like they have to do, just like when somebody says thank you or thank you, somebody feels obligated to say you're welcome. Like it
Right.
just kind of feels like one of those things where it doesn't really have a meaning. It's just
Oh no, you froze.
something people say. So I
Oh,
don't know.
I thought you froze.
Oh no, sorry, my phone,
Oh,
my damn thing just does not like me. I don't know what the hell's going on with it.
oh, I should have timed it.
Mm, whatever. After
We'll
this
see.
one, I'll do it. And see how it goes.
Yeah. Oh, but about the
There's
thing.
probably something in there that's like take a picture in 15 minutes or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, in the settings. Oh, it's like. Oh yeah, yeah. Dang it. What was the thing I was gonna say? Oh no, no, no. Yeah, what you're saying about people saying, like thank you for your service or whatever, and it be kind of being at this point like a just like a casual saying. Like I think we talked about it
Yeah.
in group too. Like I don't. For me, like I said, it feels awkward because it's. Well, I mean, I guess like so at first it felt awkward because I didn't know how to respond because it was weird for someone to like say, "Hey, thank you for doing your job," kind of thing, and so I guess like the thing I said was like, "Oh, thank you for your support," and then after that, it kind of was like easy because I didn't know what to say. But once I got like that, kind of like, "Oh yeah, thank you for your support," that's easy. But I think we talked about it before too because like veterans never say thank you for your support to each other because that's it just sounds so
Yeah.
weird. It's like because in the
It does.
military,
Yeah.
no one ever thanks you for anything, and none of us are
Mm-mm.
like none of us would ever like be, you know what I mean? There's never been a thing I did active duty that I was like, man, I wish someone said thank you. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's just like,
Yeah.
there's all this shit we have to do. Most of it's a pain in the ass. So it's just like,
If
hey, we got to
if
go get it
somebody
done.
thanks if somebody thanks me for my it's gotten to the point where if somebody thanks me for my service, I don't say this to them, but in my mind I'm thinking, thanks. I don't care.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm a one percenter. Actually, it's like 0.89%. Like we're one percenters. Like I
of
just don't care.
veterans. Yeah. 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 So it's,
Yeah. So it's
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's that's why I guess why it's awkward for me because it's like I understand. I mean, I appreciate the efforts, so I guess it's better,
yeah, no,
but it's
it's
also
the from
weird.
you know,
But then it's also yeah, it's also a weird. It's a weird because like they don't know what they're thanking us for. They have no. They're
yeah.
thanking us for
No clue
something they don't
whatsoever.
even know what it is, and like they maybe have an idea. They watch movie, but nobody really. You don't you don't understand what the service is unless you have served, and that's why it's also like veterans. We never would say to like, hey man, appreciate your service. So it was like just a weird thing. It would be a weird thing to
Yeah,
hear. So,
and
but I
you
mean,
know,
I
we
appreciate the intent.
yeah, I mean, I do appreciate the intent, but they'd probably say it less if they knew we weren't doing this shit for them. I
Yeah,
mean, we may have joined the military to support our country
yeah,
and do our part, but you know, once you're in, it's like we don't give a shit about you. We're doing this for the guy to the left and right. Like you don't
yeah,
exist. Like
yeah,
you are not a thought in my mind. It's the guy to my side, to my
yeah,
back, to the left, right. You know what I mean? It's so it's like thank you,
yeah,
but ultimately once I joined, the purpose of it being about you disappeared.
yeah. That's a show. That's a good point. I never even thought about it that way. That's a great point because you know, what I mean, yeah, like the whole time I was in, there was never a time, like even when I was deployed, where I was just like in my head, I'm like, people back home are gonna appreciate this, or like, this is for you, America. Like I never that nothing like that ever
Mm-mm.
came into man. I didn't
No.
never think that. Yeah, you're right. It's like once you're in there, it's all it's just about what it is, and it's about the people that you're with and how miserable you all are together most of the time, and then like some fun stuff that you do and some cool stuff.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. Like just that. Yeah, and I guess that's part of it. It's a change, the difference in perspective.
Yeah. But hey, I really appreciate it. I feel bad for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
guys that came home from fucking from Nam and shit, getting spit on and called baby killers and shit. I mean,
yeah.
we still get that from a specific section, but everybody
But for the
looks at
most
them
part,
as everybody
yeah,
looks at them like they're fucking nutballs and
yeah, yeah,
the fuck's wrong? What the fuck's wrong with you? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
at least we don't have that.
True.
That's the nice thing. The people may not respect or support the government, but they still stand behind the troops,
Right.
which is really nice.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest reasons, kind of going off on a little tangent. I don't know,
Do it.
why I
Go.
hate
Go deeper.
why I hate seeing, um, active duty military on the streets of the U.S. Because
Oh, like the uniformed. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, in
Yeah.
the uniform and everything, because you
Yep.
see these guys in riot gear keeping back these protesters and whatnot. And there's this one video of during the BLM protest where there's a black guardsman, and they were literally taking a video of him as he's standing in line with his other, battles there, literally chanting along, literally muttering it underneath his breath, crying,
Mm.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, and I think having U.S. soldiers on the streets of the U.S., I think it
It's
erodes the
crazy.
trust.
Yeah.
I think it erodes the trust that the public has in the military.
Yeah.
Um, so sometimes it's needed. I'm sure. Systems gets overwhelmed and everything runs off of a budget, um, and whatnot. But for the most part, I just find it dishonoring,
Yeah.
dishonorable, and not by the individual soldiers that are ordered to go and do these things and
Right.
try to police their own um, population, but by the people that send them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. The people that don't have to be the ones on the street fucking shooting rubber
so
bullets at other Americans.
thankfully we don't see that except in extreme circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we've seen it quite a bit over the last year, um, but you know, possibly needed, and not needed, and I wouldn't say warranted. Uh, I would more or less say naively done by people in power, to try to show force.
Right.
You know, um, and when there are other better options.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, so you know what? There's all these other law enforcement agencies. How about you make them work some overtime instead of bringing in the soldier that literally, if you break his pay down, is getting, if he's a private, is making about $1.50 an hour. So let's bring those guys in. They're cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, no, instead of bringing in the army of DEA agent and FBI and sheriffs and all these other places from all these other places and charging them time and a half and travel, you know, which will accumulate into the millions and millions and millions of dollars on top of past whatever millions of dollars it takes just to deploy the National Guard. So I don't know. I'm on a tangent, but I just
No. No. No.
we're
It's all good,
talking
man.
about
Yeah.
military and stuff, and it just, I hate seeing people and agencies and military branches in uniform on the streets policing their own people. I just
Right.
uh, I know
Yeah.
that's part of what the National Guard is for, um, but if the infrastructure was there with other in other areas, it wouldn't be necessary.
Right. No. Yeah. I
And
I agree, man. It's
a bunch of other things need to change.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, yeah. Yeah. There's a. I mean, this is a cliche thing. There's a lot of layers to it. A lot of moving parts.
yeah,
But
yeah. I
so
mean,
there.
it's not
Yeah. There
just
isn't
down to
one
what I
thing
said.
that. Yeah. 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 For
There's a
sure. But
million
no.
other
I mean,
things.
I appreciate your um point of view on it. Because like I'm of a similar mindset. I think we talked about it before too. It's disconcerting to see because for me, and I think I told you this before too. Like when I was watching it on the news, I was like, this looks so familiar. I can't, and I don't like the way it looks, and it feels really familiar, but I'm not sure why. and I was like listening to police call. Like I got that radio app or whatever, and I was listening to all the police calls. So I'm like listening to the
Mhm.
radio. I'm watching this on the news, and then like it hit me. I was like, oh, this is like being deployed. This is shit that we do overseas. I was like, that's why I didn't like what I'm looking at, because now it's like, because I've been in that position. You know what I mean? When we go overseas, we don't give a fuck about their you know, we're over there killing people.
Yeah,
It's like you,
I mean,
like even like little shit. Driving down the road, we talked to this lady before that was asking questions about vets and stuff. And it's like, and she's like, oh, what about, is it weird getting used to the driving laws or customs over there? And like, no, we drive down the middle of the street and we knock
yeah,
people out of the way. Like
yeah,
we
no,
don't
there's,
follow the laws. You know what I mean? Like,
you know,
so seeing that happen in America, I was like, I don't like this. Because even
yeah,
like, I mean, I'm proud of myself and everything I did, but I still like reflecting on it. I think about kind of like the human aspect of it, of like, I just showed up in
mhm,
people's neighborhood basically, and I was there just like, yeah, I belong here. I'm carrying a gun around. This is my, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it was like there is very uneven, I guess. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Like I said, just even stupid little shit, like just driving down the middle of the road. If other cars are coming, we like we'll push them out of the way. Or people, even people
yeah,
riding bicycles, it's like, no, hey, we're here, we got somewhere to go, we don't care what you're doing, like knocking people off
pretty
of their bikes
much.
and shit like that, just like stupid, like minor rude weird shit. And like me looking back, it's like, you know, maybe we had to, maybe we, you know, who knows. But me thinking about that, about doing that to other people in another country, or I'm like, you know, but then like to see it
Yeah,
like imagine myself doing that here in America, it's like, I don't know. It was
yeah,
infuriating. It's like I
and
was sick,
and the thing
like upset, and
is,
then yeah, infuriating.
yeah, and the thing
I was
is like,
chartreused.
I remember when I was in Iraq, 2008, 2009, and you know, the mind frame is we own the roads.
Yeah,
Like, if you don't get out of our way within a certain distance that we get to you, you're getting a pin flare, you know, a flare shot at you to get your attention, and then maybe a couple rounds in your direction, and then if that doesn't work, maybe a couple rounds into you. You know what I mean? And then like halfway through my deployment, they said, "Okay, we're going to turn the roads back over to the general population." And everybody looked at each other and said, "Yeah, that's going to fucking happen. You want us to allow normal traffic inside of our convoy? Like, these people that are probably like given the chance will have IEDs and just blow us up as they drive next to us? Like no." So they said it, but at the same time, everybody was like, "Fuck that! I'm going home alive. We're not doing that shit. We're gonna say we did it, but we're not giving them the roads back. Maybe the next unit that relieves us can do that shit, but you know, I mean, it's just not happening."
yeah,
Uh, and it's the safety. I mean, I got blown up enough times in Iraq to know that I don't want no fucking car near me, and I don't want to be driving next to some random object on the side of the road either. Like, I don't give a
yeah,
shit. I don't care. That there is no shame, and if you're fighting fair, you're losing.
yeah, yeah. It's fun. It's a fun. I think my dad always said, he's like, the only unfair fight is the one that you lose. So he's like, especially when it's
Yeah,
in, you know what I mean, this like life and death, because it's like if you lose, who, nobody cares that you, I don't
yeah.
know, not honorable, but yeah,
So like, I see how, you know, the same things can happen on our streets here, where the uppers and even the lower are like, okay, let's be a little bit more compassionate. But then rocks start getting thrown and buildings start get burning, and then that compassion, like the police officers that come on duty at 4 p.m. and say, "Oh, there's going to be a protest tonight," you know, and they may come on shift at 4 p.m. and saying, "You know what, I'm going to do better tonight," you know. But 6 o'clock rolls around and people start getting all rolly and jumping up and down on cars and yelling, and either something happens or they get nervous, and then they're just like, "Fuck this, I'm going home tonight.
yeah,
I don't care about you anymore. I'm going home."
yeah,
And it's just fucked up all around.
yeah,
The biggest unfortunate piece of this is that the actions the general public are taking are unfortunately probably necessary, and probably extremely lower than what they should actually be. Uh, you know, probably pushing the envelope a little lighter than they probably should. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Nothing ever changes without conflict.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's
The
things tend to
British wouldn't
follow
have
the
just
path of
the
least
British wouldn't
resistance.
have
Yeah.
just yeah the British wouldn't have just said, okay, y'all are unhappy with taxes. I
Yeah.
guess I guess cool. Go try to
You know.
survive on your
You
own.
know what?
No,
We
they're
thought
gonna
about it,
come
and
and
you're
try to
right.
kill us.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the Union and the Confederacy. Like no, like it's just nothing. Change comes out of conflict,
Right.
and it's very rare that meaningful societal change happens organically. I
Right.
mean, what is it? Look, Myanmar, which is formerly Burma.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Myanmar. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they fucking the government or the military apparently. And this is old news, but just an example. This was beginning of this year or something. Like the military decided to allow a democratic uh, administration run the country, and then after a year they just said meh, and they went in and arrested the fucking prime minister, arrested anybody in power that they had allowed to have power, and it's just and now it's back to a military ran dictatorship, and it's like, hey, that was months ago. I don't know what the hell's happened since, but I doubt once people have power, they don't like to give it up. So, and that's one
Right.
reason why to make change, meaningful societal change, um, conflict and violence is I regrettably say necessary.
Right. So yeah, power
Yeah.
power doesn't relinquish power because it's
No, it doesn't.
inherently destructive. It only lives by gaining more power. So relinquish even
Exactly.
to other people, even like and that's any system because the system is inherently going. It has to feed itself,
Yeah.
which means it has to
Yeah.
eat the things that oppose it.
And not everybody is like this, but humanity is inherently greedy. Um, they'll
We,
share.
I guess we
Uh,
consume.
they'll
Yeah.
yeah, they'll share up to the point where it could possibly put them out. Not will, but possibly. Anything past that, most people just throw being charitable or helping others out the window.
Right. Yeah. Because I feel like
You know.
those sort of like charity or socially minded activities or programs, those are like elements of and because of how far our culture has come, like intellectually, like being able to understand things and seeing that, and we're able to travel the entire globe, so we're aware that there are completely different other populations all over the place. So it's kind of different from before when like, oh, when you came upon a new population, it was like immediately, oop, us or them, so we got to take their shit. So I think like where we're at now, we're kind of struggling with getting past that. So yeah, getting past, like you're saying, how we're all kind of driven to, we have to, I mean, we have to eat to live, so we have to feed ourselves. And then at some point,
Yeah.
if there's scarcity, then we have to like look around and be like, all right, how much can I let get away from me before I'm like hurting myself? So yeah, it's there's
Yeah. So,
that struggle
if
always.
I think, yeah, I think everybody needs to do their part, but I say that is a very subjective statement to me when I say it, because in my mind, I want people to help out their society for the rest of their lives. So, and not just do everything they can until they're burnt out. And whether it's a week or a month or a year later, they're just like, I'm tapped out. I can't give anymore. So, if it's, you know, volunteering at one soup kitchen, one holiday each year, and that's all you're capable of doing, then great. If it's once a month or every couple months or weekly, like great. Like I think everybody should do their part. Everybody can't do everything, but everybody can do something.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. We live
Uh,
in a, that's what a society is. It's a collection of interaction. So we all lean on just
yeah.
by our existing in the systems, our the infrastructure we have. We're all, serving each other at the same time. So we're all benefiting from what everybody's doing. So
Yeah.
it's, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
like me and like we were talking last Wednesday with Chris and the other guys. How Chris is only 41, and we were talking about how he grew up. We grew up in a completely different time that he grew up in, and
Mm,
that the time he grew up in, just being 41, that time doesn't even exist anymore. And the time we grew up in, you know, is way different than what he grew up in, and our childhood, the way we grew up, really doesn't exist anymore.
yeah.
And so I'm really curious to see where society is when I'm in my, senior citizen years. It'll be very interesting.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy to watch. Even yeah. So like looking just the, I don't know how to say this. The I don't know, like the density of change, if that makes sense, over a period of time. Like if we're looking at our lives, on a graph, like think about the, even starting at the
Mhm.
1900s, like electricity, whenever it got invented around, going farther back. It's like there's longer periods of time where things are kind of very similar. Like there's like the agricultural age when people first figured out how to fucking like domesticate animals. So for like thousands of years, that's how everybody lived. Everything
Mhm.
was kind of clothing, lifestyle, it was all kind of similar. Then we got to the industrial age, and then it was a matter of like hundreds of years where things changed. Like technology, it's like an exponential climb. So then,
Yeah.
and then we get to the information age, like that. The information age, like the internet started when we were kids. So now, even in just a period of 20 years, there's been so much technology and so many changes. Like the amount of change that has happened in that in our like last 20 years, like outdoes like probably the previous 50 to 100 years. So I can only
Yeah,
imagine
no,
going forward, like the kids
I'm
nowadays,
not
like shit is just gonna go. So I think
yeah.
that's how you would
I'm
say it. The
not
density, the density change. I don't know.
yeah.
Someone smarter than me, but
I'm not sure what the exact number is, but like I know it's something like the last like 200 years or something like that. In the last 200 years, we've evolved more as humanity. We've evolved more planes, trains, automobiles, technology, just everything. We've progressed more as a society in like the last like 2 or 300 years than we did uh, in over like 25 million years.
I believe it. I'm sure we don't even know what's happening in our brain. Like, think about just computers and all that shit. Like the way our minds think. Like we're basically cyborgs
Hmm.
now with our computers because we're just like, hey Google,
Yeah,
what is this? Like before, like even when I was a kid, like you had to look shit up in a book. Like nowadays, though,
yeah,
like and kids' attention stands are so short because they're always looking at other points of stimulation. Dang, I
yep.
haven't heard that number before, but man, that's crazy to think about. Oh, this is the thing. Because I was thinking, even like people like don't believe in evolution or speciation or natural selection. Think about this. You know how we have to get our wisdom teeth cut out? Most people have to get them cut
Hmm.
out, like when you're a teenager or whatever, I guess, or young adult.
Yeah,
It's because of technology, and we don't have to eat rough foods anymore. Like, think we don't have to chew the husk off of things. So just over the last, I don't know, a couple thousand years or hundreds of years, just the change in our diet has. So now every people being born, and before, like so your people are being born like our muscle. We're not building up our jaw muscles as much because we weren't chewing on tough stuff. So we're not utilizing all that. So
yeah,
our faces are basically shrinking, and so our we are literally physically evolving over time because of our activities, or like technology making stuff easier to eat and cooking food and shit like that. So it's like it's literally happening to us. as we live. But
I never
people,
thought about that.
yeah.
Mine came in sideways, so I just figured it was that. But yeah. But at that note, everybody, I'd hate to cut this off, but unfortunately, in about 5 minutes, our live show on OnlyFans starts.
So yeah,
So join us there and
spend that
donate.
money for all the big. That's for all the big ballers. You can come see our balls.
Yeah. All right, everybody, have a good night, and thanks for tuning in. If you're tuning in.